to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
First half, we were just, again, trying to find ourselves, trying to get our feet settled in, and I thought our energy level in the second half was big.
I guess I don't understand why you win the second half by 26, why you couldn't win the first half by, something. It's frustrating as a coach to play down. We have 13 turnovers again in the first half. Their average margin was 40 points or so coming into the game, and here we're down 2 at halftime. 49-45.
Well, we were great defensively. I mean, who would have thought we shot the ball worse the second half, 2, we shot it worse than 3, and basically held them to 11. Yeah, that was exceptional. Now, granted, they didn't have as much depth tonight, so their guys got tired, I thought. But Rylan was terrific, and Shaq is a difference maker.
I think a lot of it is to push people outside their comfort zones. Being an underclassman, it's just hard to get out there. You get kind of scared to make a mistake, and I think that's a big thing that us seniors have kind of got at.
Because he's a dang good football player, and that's the first thing, and then it's got to be all the other things.
Obviously, the football part's going to be really fun, but building the relationship with the kids and what the Shriners really do, going and seeing all the things that they do for all the kids, and I think that's going to be the best part.
Talented, tough, disciplined football team,
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Welcome to the Thursday Sports Day show inside the cozy confines of the Mayo Money Management Studios. I'm Steve Webster, joined by Mike Corson today. Our executive producer is Landon Winkler. Welcome to the Thursday show. On the program today, we're going to be talking Panther basketball with Coach Kyle Cree, and we'll find out about Garden City tomorrow night. Maybe Jacob Hall's knows as they get set to take on Garden City. Mike Corson will be talking with Ellenwood girls basketball coach Greg Maxwell. The team off to a 6-0 start, ranked number 6 in Class 2A. And then Mike Corson goes on the prowl for Panther Sports. He'll be talking bowling with Great Bend bowling coach David Feldbauer. All the Thursday headlines and the sounds of the past 24 hours. I want to see if I can fake him out one day, but he's right on it. It almost comes out of his shoes.
No, anytime you say the name, he gets up. So if it's not a prowl, he still gets up and makes noise.
I like that. That's why he's the executive producer.
Doing about 3 things over there, and he still heard it.
But it's like the cat, man. You sprinkle food into the dish. You don't know where they're at in the house, and all of a sudden it jumps out of the ceiling and comes down. is ready to eat. All right, sounds the past 24 hours. Let's get to it today. That was head coach Jeremy Combs. They had a tough battle last night, taking on Fort Hays Tech Northwest at the Kirkman Center. Fort Hays Tech Northwest had beaten Dodge City in overtime on Monday, so they are showing some improvement. Barton wins the game with a score of 87-75. I know Coach wasn't happy with his sophomores in the Saturday win over Mineral Area College, but the sophomores went up big last night. Dre Kendall, 19 points, had 8 assists, 5 steals, and Brent Moss, his 5th double-double of the season, and the Cougars improved to 12-1, 6-3 in Jayhawk Conference play.
I was out scraping the sidewalk yesterday. I see a bus coming down the street. NT on the front. Who is this? We don't have any NTs. I think it was, Northwest Tech?
So they don't get a new bus?
No.
They changed their
I
colors.
think it was red and black. Yeah, it was red and black.
They get a new mascot, but they still have to drive the red and black. Come on.
So I held up my shovel like, hey, the whole busload of college kids, help me out. Just kept going.
I wish I'd have seen him this morning. Then that feller wouldn't have had to push me out of the quagmire that's over by my house. Oh, by the way, I wasn't the only person to get stuck. I don't know what happened last night. Somebody came in again with the big mixer, and there were like 3 cars that got stuck this morning in front of my house.
Did you get the garage door shut before anything happened?
No. Deb heard it on the radio, and thankfully, before everyone else heard it on the radio and came over to steal everything out of my garage, she was able to shut it.
Good.
Okay, very good news. It's all about us on this program. All right, Alan Clark. Alan doesn't mince any words. They won last night, 71-47. Frustrating is a word that Alan's used this year, and he used it twice there, and I think I cut out 3 other ones. They trailed by 2 points at halftime. This is a team that got beat by Dodge City 104-28 on Monday, and they're down by 2 at halftime. Now, they did outscore the Tigers, who arrived in a Northwest Tech van. They outscored the Tigers 46-20 in the second half, so they got their second conference win of the season. The Cougars play on the road Saturday at Colby.
Wonder what that halftime speech was like then. Yeah, if the average margin is 40 and you're down 2, I know they've struggled this year, but as a coach, that's one that you really expect to run away with, and to be down 2.
Yeah, they got down 8-2 right away.
But yeah, the kicker is you see at every level, whether it's high school, Bill Self doing it, they'll come out and play a crummy half, first or second. So at least the Cougars got to do it in the second half.
Okay, so they play at Colby on Saturday. Barton 6-3, the men, 12-3 in league play. Colby beat Dodge City last night, 98-69. Tough year for Dodge, who falls to 2-7 in league play, 5-10 overall. Colby in the upper half of the conference right now, they're 10-6 overall, 5-5 in league play. Other men's games from last night, Hutchinson went on the road and won at Butler, 73-70. So Butler goes on holiday break. You're undefeated in league play, tied with Cali. Everything's good. And then you come back and you lose your first 2 games after the holiday break. So Butler is now in 3rd place in the league behind Coffeyville. They won last night. They beat Pratt 91-63. Cali, who was defeated on Saturday, they bounced back. They got a win against Garden City 87-73. So Cali tops the conference 9-1. Coffeyville 8-1. Butler now 7-2. Barton is tied with Hutch for 4th at 6-3. Now Colby, who is coached, I understand, by former Barton women's coach Darren Spence, who came to Barton from New Mexico State, I believe. They lost last night to Dodge City 66-48. Dodge is really, really good. Colby will come in Saturday with a record of 9-7 overall. They are 4-6 in league play. The number 1 ranked Hutch women win again last night. They went on the road at Butler and won 57-53. So it hasn't been an easy week. Hutch eked out a win on Saturday. They get another one last night. They are 15-0, 9-0 in league play, but Dodge City is also 9-0 in league play. Those 2 teams wrap up the first half of the round robin next Saturday, I believe. It's coming up here. I don't think it's Wednesday, but it's coming out, I think, next Saturday. So there you go in the Jayhawk Conference. Some calls last night from ESPN. John Shambi with the call from Allen Fieldhouse. A pair of KU steals resulting dunks. That helped KU put down Arizona State 74-55. Zeke Mayo with 23 points. KU held Arizona State to 13 points in the second half. Hunter Dickinson getting 15 points and 12 rebounds. KU used a 20-3 spurt at the start of the second half, turned a 6-point deficit into an 11-point lead at the second media timeout. Bill Self saying he liked the defensive effort last night. Yeah, you hold Arizona State to 13 points. That's pretty good. Kansas improves to 11-3 overall, 2-1 in the Big 12. Arizona State now 10-4 overall, 1-2. KU plays at Cincinnati on Saturday. It will be a 1 o'clock tip, 12:30 on Hits 106.9. You can see it on the legendary platform for games that don't get on the mothership, ESPN Plus. That's the same place you can find K-State at 5 o'clock, as they will be at home hosting Houston.
How many points did Scatabo have?
He had 7 dunks. I don't know.
The greater point being there.
Scataboo, man. It's the coolest way to
it
say
is. It is Scatabo.
Scataboo.
The point being everybody east of Arizona
Scataboo.
can't name anybody on Arizona State because it's way out there.
You can read about this one on GreatBendPost.com. My course is put up there. 12th ranked K-State women got 15 from Serena Sundell, and Ioka Lee reached another milestone. I don't know what that milestone was. You put the story up there. What was it? They won 71-47 over number 22 Utah. That was the Wildcats' 11th straight win.
I know Lee is in the final 25 for the Wooden finalists, and both her and Sundell are in the All-American watch list.
You cannot read this on GreatBendPost.com, but the KU women lost last night, losing to number 11 TCU 80-73.
And my contact doesn't like to send stories after they lose, so I will chase something down here after the show.
Okay, very good. She's averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds a game, as the Lady Panthers will face 5-2 Garden City tomorrow night at the Field House. 6 o'clock tip, boys game to follow, and we'll talk about that contest with Kyle Cree. Both games for you on B1043, the points starting at 5:45. In the WAC last night, Dodge City traveled to Garden Plain, and my goodness, playing on a Wednesday night in Garden Plain? I don't know. 66-63, the boys win. I kind of thought Garden City was going to be the third team maybe in the league, but I kind of changed. Dodge has had some decent wins this year, and they, including beating an unbeaten Woodward, Oklahoma team, but they're 66-63. Dodge City girls, they lose to Garden Plain 48-36. I wonder if there was a Pauly on the team, a Fisher on the Garden Plain team. Probably. Good chance of that.
Been a little bit since I've seen you. I'm trying to think of it.
Is at Dodge City tomorrow night. Hayes at Emporia. Central Kansas League. Smoky Valley plays at southeast of Saline tonight. Hoisington goes on the road at Beloit. Larned, who gets snowed out on Tuesday, and they don't play tomorrow. So we'll get you caught up on Larned basketball when the, let's see, militia president, I don't know, Gary Wagner, the voice of the Indians, who's a rainfall reporter just west of Great Bend, or Larned, will join us on the show. We'll talk some Larned high school sports coming up on the show tomorrow. Central Prairie League action tomorrow, highlighted by 7th-ranked Maxville at 5th-ranked Central Plains on the boys' side. Chase is at Ellenwood. Otis Bison at Victoria. Otis Bison boys are ranked 9th. Nest City at St. John, and Kinsley is at Cunningham. Now, Connor Nickel will be on the show tomorrow, head girls basketball coach at Victoria. We'll see what he has to say about that game. But, you know, I kind of tell him, okay, Connor, right, I know that because, you know, I don't need 9 minutes on Victoria girls basketball tomorrow. Nothing. I mean, he does a good job, but just think how many stats he's got on that team. Other area games, Stafford is at home against Argonia. You can see the entire schedule at GreatBendPost.com. Head coach Aaron Beck yesterday on Sports Day talking about why Owen Kaiser was selected to the Shrine Bowl game. Well, he's a darn good football player.
I like that.
He's a darn good football player. And just to good lad overall. So that's exciting news that Owen will play in the game. Ask Owen what he was looking forward to. Well, obviously the football, but going to see the kids that are served by Shriners Hospitals. And that game will be at Dodge City's Memorial Stadium on June 21st. And we have college football tonight, the first of 5 wonderful days taking place. We'll have college football tonight, the Orange Bowl. Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman, he's a young cat.
He's feisty.
He's a young cat. Talking about taking on Penn State tonight. Now, Notre Dame has won 11 national titles, but the last one came in 1989 in the waning days of Ronald Reagan's second term as president. The Nittany Lions have posted 13 undefeated seasons, but have only 2 national titles to show for it. Joe Paterno had 5 unbeaten teams that were infamously denied natties by pollsters and politics.
Have you ever determined what a Nittany Lion is besides pretentious?
Wouldn't be a Nittany Lion would be something that, you know, your grandmother would make into a pot holder, right? I mean,
I think that is a knitted lion.
A knitted lion. A Nittany Lion. So we'll have that game for you tonight starting at 6 in the Orange Bowl game. Cotton Bowl is tomorrow night between Ohio State and Texas. National championship game will be played on Monday night, January 20th in Atlanta.
Okay, so a Nittany Lion that's actually just a regular cougar, but in Pennsylvania there's Mount Nittany, so they've named that specific Pennsylvania cougar the Nittany Lion.
Well, shouldn't they be the Cougars then?
I told you it's pretentious. It's like they might as well give him a middle initial. Like Victor E. Tiger.
You know why they named it Victor E., didn't you?
Because my class voted for him. That mascot came in when I was there.
Why does he have an initial of E?
Because he's Victor, and then was it Edward?
Ed Hammond, yeah.
But it also, you can't have Victor Tiger. It doesn't make sense. He's got to...
Victor Ed Tiger. Did you know the president, Ed Hammond, he dressed up in that suit one time? Oh. Yeah, he was a mascot at one game.
I'd never seen him outside of his other suit. He always had a suit on.
He did. Well, that night, Victor E. Tiger had a little necktie on that night. There you go. Sounds the past 24 hours. We got a lot of things to get to. Kyle Creek coming up next. We'll talk Ellenwood girls basketball with Greg Maxwell. And Mike Corson goes on the prowl. He'll be talking with Great Bend Panther bowling coach David Feldbauer. All on Sports Day here on KVGB. It's brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Barton Cougar Booster Club continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. And Freedom Claims Management, innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish and continue support. They have you covered.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no-obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Barton Community College's natural gas program gives you the skills and training you need to succeed. Current student Easton chose Barton to get him ready for the field.
I chose natural gas because I saw all the different type of hands-on work that they do. The technology is top-notch. Instructors are very knowledgeable of everything. Anybody interested in a career in natural gas, I really encourage them to come here to Barton. My name is Easton Juneau, and I'm a Barton Cougar.
Learn more at naturalgas.bartonccc.edu.
CNE Doors, this is Cindy.
Me, Mom! I passed my math test!
Great job, Hadley. I knew counting all those parts in our huge inventory would help out.
Don't forget about the springs.
That's right. We have the most in-stock springs of anyone in western Kansas.
Well, I don't know if our inventory is making me smarter or just giving me a headache.
Garage doors, service, and repairs at C. Andy Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Wasn't recording?
No, you got to hit the button, Kyle. Okay. Okay, all right. True professional at work here. Okay, let's try it again. Here we go.
It's time to talk Great Bend High School basketball with head coach Kyle Cree on Sports Day.
Sports Day brought to you in part by Equity Bank. Here when you need us. Bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Eller Automotive Repair. They specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Head coach Kyle Cree joining us via the telephone here today on the program. Coach, thanks for taking the time out of your day to stop by on the telephone today. Interesting week when you get snow days thrown in there. How do you handle that?
Yeah, we weren't able to practice on Monday and weren't able to have open gym Sunday. But we got back in the gym and maybe spent a little bit more time than we typically would on a daily basis. So we've kind of made up some of that ground, and the guys have been awesome, and I think we're ready for Garden.
Yeah, I think so, because you play Friday, then you have some days off, and then you have a few more days before you take on Garden City tomorrow. The Buffaloes come in with a record of 2-5. Talk about this team that's going to invade the Fieldhouse tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, Garden, they've played us pretty tough the past 3 years, and that's something that we talked about yesterday at practice is when Garden plays Great Bend in basketball, it seems like they're always ready and they're always prepared, and we've got to do the same. So they've got some kids that have played for a few years and contributed, and they've got 3 guards that I think are really good, and a big guy on the inside that's a defensive stopper and a shot blocker.
Okay, let's talk about the big guy inside, Thomas Longat, 6'5" senior, averaging 10 points per ball game. Talk about his game a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they run the dribble drive, so it's kind of a 4-out, 1-in type deal where the guards are trying to break down the defense, and when they drive, they're trying to get to the backboard and shoot layups or kick it out for a 3, or they'll dump it to the big guy, and it seems like that's where he gets a lot of his points. And he's got a decent jump hook when they do feed the post, and he's probably just as good on the other side, so he's blocking shots, and he's a great rebounder. So it'll be a good matchup for some of our big guys and a good challenge.
Okay, their point guard, Nate Martinez, 5'8" senior, player that you're familiar with.
Yeah, and he does a good job, and I think probably what he does best is attack the rim, and he's a right-handed kid, but it seems like he likes to finish with his left hand, and he can shoot jumpers. And he's a solid player, but I think the Rosales kid, he can probably score it in bunches probably better than Martinez. And the number 11 Munoz kid, if he's playing well, it kind of seems like he's their leader, kind of like their glue guy. And if he plays well, it seems like they're going to win a basketball game.
Another conference game, and we talked about it before, the Liberal game. It's one of those that's always competitive. And does it come back to, because you hear that, well, it's a conference game, everybody knows each other so well, and that makes a difference on, how teams compete. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. I think regardless of who you're playing in the WAC, you got to be ready because everybody's really familiar with each other. They play middle school basketball against each other. They're probably traveling and playing basketball against each other in 5th and 6th grade, and if not before that. So all these kids know each other, and with social media and how easy it is for people to get information on others, I mean, it seems like everybody knows each other.
You're hitting 51% from the field now on the season, 58% in that win over Pratt, 65% against Liberal. What's been some keys in shooting such a unbelievable shooting percentage from the field?
I mean, I think execution on offense is key. Just making sure that we're running the offense and making sure that all 5 guys that are out there are kind of working together. I think another factor is just kind of not worrying about who's scoring as long as they have Great Bend on their chest. And then the third thing is definitely getting the offensive boards. So if you can get offensive rebounds and putbacks close to the rim, that definitely helps your shooting percentage.
Yeah, it certainly does, and that's been the case in the last 2 games. You talk about scoring. Cooper Omott, man, he had a big donut at Liberal. Yeah, look, he filled it up and everything else. Talk about what he means to your basketball team, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that, and I think we talked about this after the game. I don't know that scoring is really a factor when we think about Cooper. If honestly, if we wanted to put a bunch of set plays and let Cooper shoot it on every possession, he could probably score 25 to 30. So he just wants to win, and I think everybody respects Cooper. He's only a sophomore, but he's super mature, and the upperclassmen respect him, and the guys his age and a year younger, everybody kind of looks up to Cooper. So he's definitely a glue guy and a winner. And it's not only basketball; he's a winner on the football field. He's obviously a stud in track, and I mean he's a winner in the classroom. So I think it's just kind of how Cooper carries himself, and just the way that he lives life he's just a winner.
Okay, I called Dax Minton a raccoon on Friday, and I hope Mike and Carrie, knew what I was talking about. The only raccoon that I know that really had a name was a William Allen White book, and it was Rascal, and you're too young for that. But
hey, I'm a Kansas guy. I know William Allen White, man. He's an Emporia. I mean, I'm educated. I mean, I may not look like it, but yeah, I mean, I've read a book or two in my time before. I try to do that before I turn 24 or so. But
all right, Rascal the Okay, a raccoon has unbelievable hands, dexterity, and they steal things. He has fit into a role with this basketball in his first year starting. It's another one of those players in a different position that fills a different role on this team. Talk about Dax on defense.
Yeah, I mean, his on-ball defense is really good. He does a good job of pressuring people and kind of taking away their strengths, and regardless of where he's at on the court, he kind of knows where to push them and what not to give away. And then, with that being said, his defense away from the ball is awesome too. So I think back to the Pratt game, it seemed like a lot of times he was waiting for that post entry, and especially if we got another guard guarding in the post, he's an awesome help side defender. He just soaks up all the knowledge, and he's been coached up his whole life. He's the son of 2 coaches, 2 former coaches, and one that still coaches now. So he's just always been around sports and athletics, and he's super coachable. He's never really talked back or anything like that, and just like Cooper, I think ultimately Daxton just wants to win.
Ben Nicholson, consecutive games with career highs, had 16 against Liberal. How good was it to see those 2 3-pointers go down against Liberal for Ben?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for our team, but also for his confidence and just kind of his state of mind while he's playing. We're trying to, get Ben away from the idea that he has to score a bunch of points to be successful. There's multiple other things that he can do to be productive at 6'6" and help us win games. But yeah, I think it was awesome just for his confidence and just for him as a person, all the time that he's put into basketball, all the traveling that he's done in the summer to become the best basketball player that he can possibly be. So yeah, obviously it helps our team, but it's awesome to see it, just for himself.
Alec Premer hit a couple shots in that game. Talk about the confidence that hopefully gave Alec, the freshman, moving forward.
Yeah, I know Alec is, we've kind of moved him around as a varsity guy, JV guy, letting him play a little bit with the guys in his freshman class. So, regardless of what we've done, he's been all in, and he's accepted everything, and it was awesome to see him hit those couple of jumpers, and it's been a few days, but I feel like he missed another one that we thought was going in, and he's another guy that just wants to win, and he listens, and he's a detail guy. So he really wants to know, if we're coaching him up, he wants to know, why are we, trying to, criticize him or help him or coach him up. And he's similar mentality to some of those guys you've already mentioned, his brother and Cooper and Daxton and Ben. So yeah, it was good to see him get a couple buckets.
Okay, Jacob Hall's been out, and you've had to, you've been shorthanded in a lot of the games so far this year. But we've, with Taven getting back, Ethan's getting more time. We've seen Jackson Wonder perform. Talk about developing that depth on the team that you'll need at different times during the year.
Yeah, we've talked about Jake before, and it hurts not having him out there because he's an all-state guy and, always composed and super strong and everything. But it has been an opportunity to develop some of those other guys you mentioned, and it was just as exciting to see Jackson get some buckets on Friday, and he had a really strong take where he kind of played through some contact and finished. And Taven's been great ever since he came back from his sprained ankle. He's been putting in a little extra time. His shot on the outside looks good, and in the post it seems like he's able to kind of let things slow down a little bit. He's not playing as fast as he used to. And Ethan, the other day at practice, I think it was 2 days ago, he probably had about the best practice I've ever seen him have. So he's another guy that, he just listens and kind of puts coaching into action, and he's super intelligent as well.
Okay, shot clock didn't come into play at Friday's game at Liberal. I don't think it ever got down under 20. I don't know the way that game
one
went.
Time maybe we got a board off of, but it probably affected them a little bit more than it did us, and we'll have it tomorrow night. So definitely some strategies and some things that we work on in practice. So it'll be fun to play with the shot clock tomorrow night.
Okay, so you William Allen White, you're an educated guy, you said. So what book club did your school have when you were growing up in elementary school? I mean, we had like the Arrow Book Club.
I mean, I think the big one, and I mean, it was the Book It thing from Pizza Hut. I think elementary school.
Okay,
I mean, you're just trying to max out as many books as you can so you can get a personal pan pizza at least like once or twice a week. So
okay, all right. I was just wondering, because did you ever read the Mad Scientist Club?
No, I don't think so. That one, I mean, that may have been pre 1990s education. So, I mean, I was a 90s, early 2000 guy. So,
Okay, all right. I just was wondering, it's the best book I ever read. Maybe I'll dig up a copy of it. You bring it back,
Yeah, maybe once the season's over, maybe I can read that aloud to my kids before they go to bed at night. We can get away from, I don't know, Daniel Tiger and some of those things.
I don't know. It's maybe too. I mean, one of the chapters is the monster of Strawberry Lake. So I don't know, but I'll let you pre-read
it.
it.
The Cree household. That's right up Abel's alley. He's all about monsters and dinosaurs and firemen. If you got anything about firemen or policemen, I mean, that's.
We had horse-drawn fire carts back in my day, so we really don't. The firemen weren't that.
Yeah,
big a deal
you had to go to like the pond and actually get the water yourself, right?
Bring it downhill, baby. Hey, Kyle,
that's right.
I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Webby.
All right, Kyle Cree joining us here on
Money
Sports
Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Robinhood Gold
members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back to Sports Day, 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM. Mike Corson joined today by Ellen Wood. Going to call him the Lady Eagle basketball coach this time of year. Deja vu, Coach Greg Maxwell. Your girls are 6-0 on the hardwood. How about that start?
It's a great feeling for them. We knew going into this season that it was going to be different than last year, and we kind of left, whatever we can accomplish, we're going to go with that, and then we're very happy to be in the situation we're at right now.
Okay, and we will get to more basketball in just a second, but obviously you're a volleyball coach too. You coach your Meta's club team, Velocity. You guys were up by Kansas City right before that storm hit, had to make it home. You're from Colorado. How was this trip home different than all your trips in Colorado?
Yeah, it was unique. Volleyball is year-round sport for us, and when you're confined to schedules that you're playing in various tournaments, you do what you need to do to put yourself in positions to get your girls there and give them a chance to play. And sometimes that goes against what weather would dictate doing, and so it kind of forced us into some decisions on traveling in weather we probably wouldn't have, and growing up in Colorado, snow's never been anything that really concerned me, so we made a choice not to go in the ice, because that really bothers me, thinking that we could travel in the snow the next day, and ended up we were a little wrong in what we were allowed to do as far as, the accessibility on the interstate.
So we'll refer people to Great Bend Post. Your wife, Becca, wonderful storyteller, told part of the story, but you as the driver, you're basically coming down I-70 West, hundreds of cars and semis, and you guys just kind of came to a stop for hours.
Yeah, we went through about an hour of about as wide as extreme conditions as I've seen, and, you're following behind a semi and hoping you can just keep a glimpse of their tracks just to stay where you want to be. And then, like I said, I wasn't uncomfortable in that situation. You just worry about something unforeseen. And that was just our whole goal, is we just wanted to keep making progress and not end up in a ditch or in a situation where we were now dependent on help or assistance. And we were just going along, and then, eventually it came to a halt. And, initially when we sat there for, a little bit of time, we kept thinking, we'll get moving here again. And then it kind of grew into over an hour, and then eventually we got word from someone who kind of walked up to try to get some information, and there was an accident. A semi had gone on its side and jackknifed, and that was kind of the holdup at that point. So we knew we'd be there for a little while.
And you can read all about that from your wife's account at greatbendpost.com. I like telling stories, and she's a good storyteller, so glad you guys are back, but it was an interesting story to tell.
Yeah, it was. It led into, hours upon hours of just being there, and the girls had to accept that, they were going to be there for the night, and there were some low points in the car, but we had the things we needed with, we knew traveling in the winter, there's certain necessities you got to have with us, and, there were people in way worse situations than us, so we felt fortunate we were able to get through it the way we did.
We're talking to Ellenwood Lady Eagle basketball coach Greg Maxwell, so we'll talk some basketball. Yeah, you mentioned the turnaround from last year. I think, what was you guys, 1-5 last year before the break, 6-0 this year? What has been the difference?
A lot of it, we've just got a lot of new faces, that's to be honest with you. We added a freshman class that has played as much basketball as a group here in Ellenwood has in terms of out of season, MAYB, different type of situations. We got a sophomore back that was out last year with Olivia Batchman, so she's not a freshman, but she's in her first year experience, but not having her last year, impacted who we were. And so we've got a lot of new faces, and the ones that obviously contributed last year gained so much valuable experience that they're playing on a different level now because they have the confidence to believe who they are, and they have teammates out there that, are really allowing them to be the players they can be. And it's fun to see them all embracing who they are and the roles that they play on this team.
And looking at your roster here, no seniors, only 2 juniors, and other than Reese Stickney, who's averaging about 17 points a game, it's pretty wide open scoring-wise, and you got a couple rebounders, but a lot of kids are doing a lot of things. Just feel like it's 5, 6, 7 girls on the court that are making a difference?
That is the nice thing, and we talk about that as a team, that, as far as we're not dependent on, an officiating night where you get one kid in foul trouble and all of a sudden, we have to shut down who we are. We really are balanced, and we don't have to worry about that like we have in the past. Any one of our girls can score, and we have multiple shooters, which is just valuable. And then we've been working to develop that. I mean, it's been, this has been years in the making, so we knew it at this point in our, where we're at, we'd probably have 5 girls that can hit threes on a consistent basis, which obviously is a great weapon, and we are getting an inside presence from multiple girls, which is very good. So, yeah, the depth is there by design. I mean, this has been in the works, and, it's neat to see all of these girls with confidence to step up at the varsity level. You never know, freshmen coming in, how they're going to handle it. But a lot of it I see is they trust in their teammates, and that's just, there's so much value in that.
Yeah, 41 of 128 3-pointing, so 32% on the year. I think a lot of teams would be happy with that. And then the other thing I always see is, I don't know what the competition's like 6 games into the season, but whether it's good or bad, guys are putting up a lot of points and usually winning by some pretty healthy margins. How big a sign is that of success down the road?
Well, it is nice we know we can score points, and we have multiple ways. We know we try to score in transition. We're going to try to, beat you in half-court set, and we know we can do some things in other aspects as well. But, we're really, really emphasizing the defensive aspect right now. That's an area we've got to continue to get better in, because you can really control a game with your defense. And, yeah, we've been very fortunate at this point. We've won the games I feel we should win. Our schedule has treated us well, and we've played teams that are very comparable to us, and we've had some really good competitive games in those, and have won, with a margin, like you said, that allowed us to feel like we did the things at the moment in that game that we needed to. Had one really tight one overtime down at Kyle, which was a great learning lesson for, we made mistakes, they made mistakes, and obviously ended up capitalizing at the end when we needed to. But, yeah, I mean, we've done the things we need to. We know who we are. The schedule has been just right for us to get started here, and we know what we've got coming. There's some really tough ones coming up here, and we're excited to just kind of see where we're at, engage with kind of that next level team.
Talking to Ellenwood, Lady Eagle basketball coach Greg Maxwell. Yeah, speaking of St. John right on the horizon, always tough defensively ranked. What are you looking forward for that one?
That's been a group of girls that we've known for years, and and depending on what age bracket you look at, we've had success against them, we haven't had success against them, and we're kind of in that mix right now where, I talk about the style of defense we want to be, and I use St. John as a reference multiple times because I'm very envious and respect tremendously the mentality that, Coach Smith gets those girls to play with, and that's kind of who we want to be moving forward. And it's something I talk about our girls all the time is if we're good at doing something at a high level, we're going to practice that. We're going to be good at the opposite of that because we practice it every day. And then that's kind of where we're trying to push them, is to really up our intensity defensively. And that's only going to make us better offensively when we see those defenses.
Lady Eagle basketball coach Greg Maxwell, is a blast following you guys during volleyball season. 6-0 on the basketball court, and young girls looks like we're going to have some success for a while, so we'll keep an eye on that, and good luck to you guys.
You sure appreciate it.
More Sports Day after this.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Senior Doors, this is Hadley.
Hadley, what are we going to do today?
You have to work at Senior Doors. What if there's another power outage?
You're right, Hadley. People rely on us to be able to get into their houses and businesses. That is why we sell electric operators with battery backups and have been serving the community longer than anyone.
Does that mean you're getting old, Papa?
Not old, experienced.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes. Pulling acres ahead of the competition is simple. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils are formulated with EnduroVis technology and a balanced additive package to control deposits for a cleaner, more efficient engine that gives you proven durability. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321-321. That's TIGER to 321-321.
Sports Day presents On the Prowl with Mike Horson, an inside look at all the sports taking place at Great Bend High School.
Welcome back to Sports Day, 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. Mike Corson joined today by Great Bend High School bowling coach David Feldbauer. Coach, I can't remember if we had this conversation last year, but you guys start the season and then maybe don't get some of those practices in. Is this a routine for you guys?
Yeah, we don't ever start until after the first of the year. So we have a short year and a lot of short practice time before our first tournament, which is this weekend.
And we'll go back because new to Great Bend, I think last year was Unified Bowling. Second year in, you guys already won a state title, set some records. Just how about doing that second year for the program at Great Bend High School?
Oh, it was a great year for us. We had a lot of new kids that came in. We actually tripled our team from last year to this year, so that was great. So, and then being able to take a freshman, Kenyon Parr, and then take senior Keaton Wallmeyer, and then Zoe Mayberry, and a new bowler who has been outstanding for us so far. Xander Orth at the state for Unified has just been great, and then those guys just took off and set a new state record and won Unified Bowling this year, which was just amazing.
And you go back to some of the boys' success and definitely the back-to-back girls' state championships and now that state championship. I think somebody said Great Bend is becoming a bowling town. You're right behind that. How fun for you to be coaching all that?
It's just great to coach. These kids just love it. Enjoy every minute of it, especially the Unified kids, you know. You deal with our regular bowlers plus kids with intellectual disabilities, and so just a smile on their faces every time they get a spare or a strike or hit pins is just a miracle. It's just great to see.
And talking about the girls, back-to-back state champions, but going to be some changes this year. Definitely Kaylin Wallmeyer's been one of the top bowlers in the state the last few years. She's graduated. Who do you have back, and what are your expectations?
We have Zoe Mayberry and Brooke Mayberry coming back this year from our state team last year. Zoe's going to be our leader on the girls. Brooke's going to be improving and getting there. And then we have a couple of seniors that have been bowling on the team all 4 years that are hopefully going to step up and fill in the roles that we need to. So during our tryout period, they did bowl pretty well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how well they can improve and help lead the team.
And so for you got some incoming girls in or some girls that are stepping up into varsity. How big are those two state titles to say, you know, varsity's fun, but we do have expectations here?
It does put a little pressure on their shoulders, but we do have like a building day every week to help them get under that pressure and keep their focus and keep it so they're still having fun while they're bowling, even though I know we need to win and keep everything going in the right path. And I think the girls understand that a little
little bit more now with the competition the way it's going.
And talking about Brooklyn Mayberry, Zoe, I'm guessing she spends some time at the bowling alley given that they're Mayberries, but how big is that kind of that extra unified season just to keep her in competition?
It's really good. She definitely stayed in competition form. She did golf, so she did come into unified just a little bit later, but was right back into high expectations and just a lot more practice for her to get her up to that level where we need to, where she can take over for Kaylin and be that leader on that girls team.
Talking to Panther bowling coach David Feldbauer, they're getting ready to start their season. Boys side, I remember last year, pretty young team. Usually means everybody can come back. What have you got on the boys side?
Dagan Miller, he's going to be probably our number one, followed by our new bowler, Xander Orth. He's been outstanding. He joined up during Unified and just has impressed me and Steve, the other coach. And then we'll have Josh Manning, Brantley Vasquez, Quentin Miller, and Kenyon Parr filling in on our varsity squad. So we only have one senior again this year, so our boys will have this year and next year to really show me what they can do.
And I think you got some kids close to making state last year. Just anybody on the precipice this year heading in that you think we're going to make some noise?
Dagan's going to make some noise this year. Xander's definitely going to make some noise. He has that motivation that he wants to do really well. I think those two boys right there are going to push this team where they're going to be able to compete a little stronger and hopefully make it state.
Panther bowling coach David Feldbauer, good to have you in the mix again, and we'll look forward to getting your results up and seeing what the kids do.
All right, thank you very much.
Good luck this season. More sports day after this.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, and today we want to give a shout out to all the supporting cast at these basketball games. We have some great young men and young women on the court, but we also have some great young men and women playing their instruments, cheering, dancing, all those things. Let's clap for them. When they perform and get done, let's show them a round of applause, show them some love as well, because they deserve it. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
Step into the spotlight with Barton Community College's theater program. Whether you dream of performing on stage or creating magic behind the scenes, Barton offers hands-on training, expert guidance, and creative performance opportunities. With top-tier facilities and a supportive community, you'll develop the skills to shine. Turn your passion into a career and start your journey to the stage at Barton. Learn more at theater.bartoncccc.edu.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text MAIN to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text MAIN to 321-321. That's MAIN to 321-321.
But I still want to play the pass it around game. And we want you to play with us too. We can find a way for everyone to play.
What was that, Daniel Tiger?
It was Daniel Tiger.
But that wasn't the book, though, Daniel. I didn't know that there's a Daniel Tiger book series out there. I mean,
probably based on the show, they say, hey, we can make some money because kids like to look at Daniel Tiger.
I was pretty impressed. I mean, Kyle Creed, knowing what the William Allen White book series was, Rascal the Raccoon, I mean, that's pretty strong.
And it's weird that these coaches are starting to be younger than me, but I couldn't even remember what you said when I went and looked and tried to Google it. So I found Ricky and some other raccoon, but I forgot the one you said.
Rascal. That was like the William Allen White book of the. See, that's back what we had. Then they bring it in. Then you'd all get to read it, and then the excitement of the Arrow Book Club. So you'd like order like 6 books, and you'd wait, and then he'd come into the school, and man, that was good reading stuff back in the day.
It was always exciting because you had the paper copies of the catalogs, like 4 pages.
Yeah.
And then you'd see the box come in on the teacher's desk that day and know
So
you're
you
going
went
home
through
with
book
books.
clubs too, right?
Oh, 100%.
Landon, did you ever read books, or do they just bring stuff to you on like one of them Kindles or whatever?
No, that was too soon for my time. I still had to actually read physical books. Back in my time, there's like the Magical Treehouse or something like that.
You didn't read Babysitter's Club, did you?
Yes, I did.
I don't know if I did. I don't think so.
So my sister, I have a bigger sister, so she had all the scary books, R.L. Stein, but she also had the Babysitter Clubs. So I read what was available, Steve, so I was well-versed in the Babysitter
My
Club.
sister had the Boxcar Children, so, I was on that too. So anyway, welcome back, Sports Day here. Liberal looking for a new football coach.
Yeah, Brian Luters was from Meade, won the state title there. What was this, 2 years into Liberal? Kind of had him turned around a little bit.
Man, they made a nice run in the playoffs. Like we said, the Cotter kid was a freshman. They had got a good freshman class. Coaches, the kids liked him. They were getting good numbers, and now he's gone.
So it sounds like it's completely his decision. If you go and read some of the comments online, maybe the district is trying to hire a different group of teaching, and so maybe they're making some cuts to the coaches and sponsors and whatnot. So be curious to see the fallout from that, but the community does seem disappointed that here they finally had a guy the kids liked and had turned things around and made the decision to step out.
Okay, we usually don't talk skiing much on this program, but Lindsey Vonn has been 10th fastest in a training run in Austria for her first World Cup downhill race in 6 years. Is she on wooden leg? She's had so many surgeries to her knee. She is, she does, okay. She made her World Cup comeback 3 weeks ago in a Super G with a titanium knee at age 40. Close to 109. Well, again, it gets back in if they just put it in regular stuff. 68 mile per hour on a fast section of the course where she won the downhill in December of 2007. How about Lindsey Vonn?
See, I'm a Michaela Schifrin fan, the girl from Colorado, but she always seems to fall in the big races, and I just saw a headline the other day, another dead skier. So it seems like there's been some major falls. So, yeah, being 40, and I don't know what she practiced, but to be going that fast, that quick, because she probably feels she's got to push it. So you hope the risk is worth the reward.
I swear to God, I've gone 70 miles an hour before, but it was completely out of control.
I've gone.
And then you just start, sit down.
I hit 40 miles an hour once on a bicycle in Concordia on the big hill, and it's not fun. It's if you hit it was thin tires, so it was like, if somebody, there's a biker coming, he can't possibly be going 40, I'm going to go ahead and pull out. Or, oh, wait, look at that rock and sand.
Most important thing, did you have your bike helmet on? Yeah, with a 8-track player hooked on my hip. All right, Mike, thanks. Tomorrow we will have Connor Nickel on the program. We'll talk with Jeremy Combs and Gary Wagner joining the show tomorrow. Talk Larned High School sports. We'll talk to you.